Anyway, onward. Starting with what I find in front of me first from the Facebooks. Gregory Foreman asks, anyone know if the Vark DeLorean CIH with a question mark book is or will be available for sale? Question mark. Excuse me. I said the Diamond stopped doing previews, so probably not. Bob McPhail commented, would love to be able to find this for sale somewhere, as it is also the only one I'm missing. Maybe an add-on for the next Cerebus in Hell with a question mark Kickstarter. I'll mention it to Birdsong, Manly Matt Dow says. I'm trying to check on what the situation is. Rolly's gone up to Studio Comics Press, so I'm actually downstairs at the front door watching for him pulling up in his vehicle to find out. Okay, I went back to Camp David and I looked to go, okay, how many Vark DeLoreans does the Cerebus Archive have? I think we've got the 1, 2, and 3 and the proof copy, and then I think there's 2 or 3 copies of each of the other versions. So ballpark, got maybe 10 or 12 in stock in the Cerebus Archive. So I might make an exception in this case. Dave Fisher has been doing auctions of my personal copies that are in the Cerebus Archive from the last Kickstarter, and I think we might extend that to the Vark DeLorean. Like I say, I'll wait for Rolly to come back and say, you know, is there a supply of Vark DeLorean copies that I don't know about, that you know where they are, and you know, let's have a ballpark total of how many that there are. I definitely want to have at least one of each cover in the Cerebus Archive. So I think the only compromise point that we're sitting at right now is I could maybe offer one of them for auction. In which case, since it'll take a little while to go back through channels, through me to Manly Matt Dow, and then to the Facebookies, to let you guys know there will be an auction on whatever date it is, whatever week it is up ahead, and it will be offering Vark DeLorean this version and this number, and you know, that's really the best I can do, because you know, we are at the point where what we're doing is selling rarity. We were selling rarity and trying to do a popular edition through Diamond. There is no distributor that has made themselves known yet, and the distributors that I've heard about, nobody's saying particularly great things about them. So we don't have distribution channels. I'm pretty sure that yes, My Comic Shop definitely got, and Doug Salippa definitely got Vark DeLorean copies. Have they sold them? In Doug Salippa's case, have they been slabbed by CGC? In which case, if you're wanting to get one of these so that you can read it, you're probably not going to want to pay for a 9.8 CGC copy. But you know, Doug Salippa is definitely got an online presence. You could definitely shoot him an email and say, Dave Sims sent me. Do you have copies of Vark DeLorean? Which copies do you have, and how much are you charging for them? We don't really want to be going backward. We don't want to, you know, every time that somebody says, oh, hey, I missed this, Is there a chance that I can get it through some other source or some other channel? It's well, I can't really do that to the Kickstarter loyalists because they're buying rarity. There's only X number of copies of these, and this is one of them, and it's Dave Sims' copy, or it's David Birdsong's copy, or it's Benjamin Hobbs' copy, and it's copy number such and such. That's at the point that we're at now. I can't really say, okay, okay. I thought to myself, I thought, um, this isn't going to work. I'm going on the assumption that the recorder will run on battery, and I can just stand here at the front door watching for Rolly, and it's like, this this recorder, it's a good recorder, but it doesn't hold a charge worth spit, and so consequently, it cut out. I was watching for it to see if the little red light would go out. The little red light went out. So backtracking a little bit, we are in the kind of dicey situation where the people who did participate in the Vark DeLorean Kickstarter, I don't think we can legitimately say, okay, now we're offering Vark DeLorean again with this cover. It's like we already did that. If it's a different cover, then you're saying, okay, now you have to buy this cover that you didn't offer before, and we assumed that the Vark DeLorean campaign was finite, and now here you are revisiting it with another cover. I don't want to buy another cover. I bought the covers that I wanted, and if you if you're doing a new Service in Hell with a question mark, all that I'm interested in. Having to buy something that I already bought, I'm not interested in. And if you offer a cover that you already offered, then okay, the person bought that on the assumption that there's only 190 of these. It's Aardvark-Vanaheim micro publishing, I call it. And if you suddenly do another Kickstarter and say, okay, we're offering this cover again, it's like, well, okay, then all of these provenance numbers saying what number this is out of the print run, then they're not valid anymore. There's going to be a bunch more copies offered. And it's like, well, unfortunately, Vark DeLorean is going to be the Service in Hell with a question mark book that will be associated with Diamond going out of business. It was supposed to be in their November catalog, and there was no November catalog. So that's all she wrote. Turn out the lights, the party's over. So, like I say, I think the only compromise I can find is to tell you ahead of time. I can auction one of my copies, not sure which copy, or two copies. There's two of you guys, and you both mentioned it. So in honor of that, your level of curiosity and your participation, yeah, I'll see what two copies make the most sense for us to offer on auction through Dave Fisher, and the Dave Fisher's auctions are in Canadian dollars, so you save some money there. And we'll try and let you know as far ahead of time as possible. We're offering these, but these are the only two we're offering. I don't want to get into the situation as well of okay, here's three more guys going, I never got Vark DeLorean. Can I get Vark DeLorean? It's like, all right, at some point, trying to have one or two copies of each of the covers in the Cerebus archive to preserve. I don't want to eat all of those up when somebody else comes along and it's like, I'm sorry, if I drove Diamond out of business, then I would take the rap for that. But I don't think I drove Diamond out of business, and consequently, it's just okay. I'm afraid Vark DeLorean is going to be A, rare, and B, really expensive if you want to get one. And that's going to be true today, and that's going to be true 10 years from now. So, you know, all I can do is sort of, I'm sure, Birdsong's listening to this, maybe Benjamin Hobbs is as well, and, say to them, if you want to test the waters and put one of them out there and say, this is Vark DeLorean, this is probably the rarest Cerebus in Hell with a question mark book, um, beating Nerudibus, which is already down around like 700 copies. So there's only 200 of this one. How much is that worth? I don't have any idea. That's why they call them auctions. And and I certainly wouldn't fault Birdsong or Benjamin Hobbs for saying, no, this is a brand new thing. We didn't know that this was going to happen. It has happened. I've got 5 of these, or I've got 10 of these. I'm not really desperate to sell them right now, and I am willing to hang on to them and find out a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. You tell me what groceries are going to be going for, and I'll tell you if I'm going to auction one of my Vark DeLorean copies. So. So Gregory Foreman and Bob McPhail, uh, thank you again for participating over there in Facebook land. I wish I had better news for you, but you are here. You are here at ground zero, plus 2 months into how much is a Vark DeLorean copy going to go for, since we didn't know that this was going to be exponentially rarer than any other Cerebus in Hell with a question mark copy.